Welcome to Roll and Review, where we talk about all things nerdy and awesome. I'm Jim, and as always with me,
I'm Alex.
Awesome. So welcome back to the Roll and Review show. It's been a while since we've had one of these.
Yeah, life gets crazy, so
Life does get crazy, but I think this is a good place where we might actually keep it for a while. Monday nights, somewhere between 7:45, or not 7:45, 6:45, 7 o'clock Eastern time.
You already screwed it up. You tried to do stuff, and you already screwed it up.
Piss off, mate. Anyway, I love to thank everyone who's watched our D&D live stream. We really appreciate all the views, so thank you for that.
For the entire 90 seconds or less that you watched, we really appreciate it.
We do, and we hope that you end up watching a little bit more than that next time. But
you're gonna have the new funny guys, so
we are.
That keeps
we're getting racially diverse.
Yeah, that's the only thing you care about. Not that he's funny or actually any of that. It's just because he's
brown.
He's
actually
that's all you care.
Exactly. He's Mexican. That's all that matters. Nah, he's a really good friend of mine. I'm excited to have him. He
went shopping at Home Depot today, and he just found someone.
Yeah. No, I was driving by. I was like, hey man, want to play D&D? No, I've played with him before. He does crazy stuff like sell innocent children into slavery, create characters whose gods are the mascot for Twinkies, and
Nemesis good, wholesome things. Teach your kids.
Exactly. Sell others into slavery. Always good. No, we don't. We swear we don't claim to be good influence on anyone. I will never claim to be good influence on anyone on this channel.
And that's why you're a youth minister.
Yeah, they don't know that. Pretty much. But again, on the channel. So anyway, we got some videos coming up and stuff, so keep an eye out for those, like stupid simple reviews, because why spend a lot of time reviewing things when really all you care about is how we feel about it. So we'll talk more about stuff like that throughout these shows as we do these more regularly. But so you got a bunch of videos like that coming out. So
if my editing software decides to work, which at this point seems to be a big if, because my computer's doing weird stuff.
That's fair. So fair enough with that. But anyway, that's all of our upcoming events, projects, the stuff like that we have going on. So on to the news for this week. Woo. So
I'll let you lead it off.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see. We have Batman and Harley Quinn is supposed to be a new animated feature reprising Kevin Conroy as the titular Batman. It's going to be released this summer straight to DVD with Melissa Raunch as Harley. You might know her as Bernadette from The Big Bang Theory. Lauren Lester as Nightwing, who voiced Robin in the animated series, is set to star as Nightwing. I think I already said that, but I don't care.
It's okay. I'm not the only one who messes things up. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this. I like Melissa Rauch.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see
and
what
obviously,
she does.
Kevin Conroy is the best Batman.
Well, of course.
But there's also, in more recent news, tomorrow you can pick up your hard copy of Star Wars Rogue One. It comes out tomorrow, so pick up your copy. Watch the best third act in the Star Wars movie.
Yeah, pretty much. If only I had money to buy stuff like that. I dropped a lot of money on comics today. I do not feel comfortable spending money right now. But that's what I do for you guys. I buy lots and lots of comics.
Yes, for you guys.
Or that's what I say.
Yes, that is what you say.
So, moving on from that. So The Defenders is coming out this summer, 2017. It's pretty exciting that we'll get to see Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist all together. I'm assuming they're going up against the Hand. We haven't really seen much about what's going to happen in the series, but let's be honest, Iron Fist is all about the Hand. Daredevil is all about the Hand. It'd be weird if it wasn't. So, but exciting news, Jessica Jones started filming today. So Season 2 for Jessica Jones officially filming. So unlike The Flash, which has yet to begin filming, for a movie that was set to come out this year.
We've also gotten some stills of the Punisher series. You see a very banged up and bruised John Bernthal looking like he just went through some serious shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, basically I'm just excited for what's going on with Marvel in their TV shows right now. Yeah, Netflix.
They're Netflix shows. They're Netflix shows.
I mean, yeah. I was gonna say like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's okay. It's not on par with the rest of it, but it's okay for like a TV. Not good enough for Netflix or movies, but whatever. But yeah, Jessica Jones, Punisher, Defenders. Gosh, there's a lot to be excited about. And
all right, what else is coming out, Jim?
So also coming out. Well, a little news on Spider-Man. So the Spider-Man movie Homecoming is not going to rehash the origin story of Spider-Man.
Yeah, we knew that.
I know. It's just wonderful.
That was released like last year.
I know, but like officially, like they said that, but officially they like came out today again and said like, hey, we are not doing an origin story. Thank you.
And if you couldn't tell by the previous 2 trailers and the fact that Spider-Man has already appeared in a movie and you couldn't figure that one out, I'm glad you got to go to bed because school starts early tomorrow.
Oh, please. Even Batman vs. Superman did hey, look, here's Batman's origin story again. Like, we've seen it a lot of times. And it really wasn't all that new besides the fact that it was in a dream and it started floating at the end.
It looked really good, though.
Until the floating, I was down with it.
I'm not saying the style. I'm just saying it looked. Cinematically, it looked cinematically. Anyway, but we're not talking about Batman v Superman.
I'm still angry. So going off Spider-Man news, we have some news about the PlayStation 4 game that is confirmed to be released this year. They haven't actually announced a date or even a month, but most likely it'll come out around the holidays.
E3. Let's wait till E3. We're probably going to get a lot of stuff dropping around E3, so yeah, I'm guessing that's when we're going to get that.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's when we'll get the date for it. They just confirmed for a fact 2017 the game is coming out. We saw footage of it last year at E3 and it looked pretty exciting. So
also, everyone be aware on the upcoming Star Wars celebration down in Orlando. Expect a lot of news from Star Wars to drop, including possible rumors of a Obi-Wan Solo movie, an upcoming Bounty Hunters movie, not a Boba Fett origin movie. They've kind of sent speculated news out of Bob Iger saying that he's going to take Boba Fett's not going to be the main character, but it's going to be part of the ensemble, and I think that could be really cool. So. We have nothing confirmed yet, but
yeah, of course,
wait till Star Wars Celebration.
I can't wait to see what Disney and basically just Disney does with not trilogy films for Star Wars.
Yeah, they said they have plans. Yeah, they said they have plans through 2030, but Bob Iger has also come out and said they don't want to have Star Wars fatigue, so that we actually might get a few years without Star Wars to make people miss it again. And then before they release some more films. And Allison's doing stuff.
Yeah, for me, it really comes down to the question of, does trying to avoid Star Wars fatigue mean they'll finish episode 9 and not do like another trilogy of movies that are connected for like 10 years and just fill in like every other year or every 2 years in the middle of that, throw in like, Bounty Hunters movie, Obi-Wan.
Go back to the old Republic.
Go back to Alex really just wants all the old Republic stuff to be canon again.
There's so many stories that can be told in the old Republic. It's just that it'd be a waste not to go back to it.
If we're going back to the old Republic, just make KOTOR 3.
That's in video games. Actually, I want to see an actual Old Republic movie or TV. Oh, actually, an Old Republic TV series would be awesome.
That
like
would
an Old Republic Netflix show. That would be amazing, because then they could build the world without it feeling like too forced and having to redo everything and explain everything, which was the prequels problem. So getting, I think, a Netflix show where you could spend all that time doing it would be amazing.
And I really enjoyed your use of Force in there, because
Force.
Star Wars.
God.
You weren't trying to be punny, but I forced it in there. That sounded bad. I'm so sorry.
Move on before you've already walked yourself into a corner.
Alex.
Moving on. So we have news about Injustice 2 today. No character was revealed, and that would be Catwoman. So we've seen a lot of characters coming out in the past few months about Injustice 2, but today they officially put out a video showing off Catwoman. So that's pretty great. I watched the video. She looks like a bad. I mean, it's not
even with
relatively new costume, but her move sets, they look pretty cool. Her special looks pretty cool. I like it.
Did they show their her transformation that has been the theme with Injustice 2?
Yeah, they went through everything. Once this gets
link it
because I don't think anyone is on right now. Yeah, I'll link it in the description below. So check that out, because I really liked how she looked, how her moves looked. So
and the first Injustice was amazing. So hopefully 2 can live up to the hype that the first one did. So
yeah, and at this point, they're kind of like hyping it just on its own by like slowly revealing all the characters and all that, and people are constantly waiting to see who the next character is and whether they're going to add their favorites or not. Yeah. So I can't wait till it comes out to play it. Yeah, frankly,
I just hope they haven't been doing what NetherRealm has been doing and hiding characters behind first day paywalls. That's bugs me to no end. So I really hope they don't do that.
Oh yeah. So the last little thing about news, just some controversy in the comic book world. So sales in Marvel and have dropped, and a lot of commenters are saying it's because of forced diversity in the comic books. Marvel has come back and basically said they've always been about telling stories about the world, and that sales didn't slump because of those topics or anything like that, or anything relating to that. So it's a controversy where fans are angry because either their characters are getting messed with, or people are changing how things work, and it's a whole mess. I would like to put out there, Comic Book Resources did a good job talking about this, and I'll link to that article in the description below. But a few years ago, it was like 2015, they really started putting out a lot of number ones, like a ridiculous amount of number ones. They were reaching out for brand new audiences with really just brand new characters, and simply a lot of those characters just didn't work. So you got a lot of the number one sales, but people instead of continuing to read the stories, people just dropped a lot of titles.
Well, it also wasn't just new characters. If it was new characters, that'd be one thing. They were taking characters that people knew and loved and decided to just change them. They didn't add new characters. They just took their big names that were selling points and decided to change everything that everyone loved about it.
Well, not even that. I mean, you had new books coming out like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, Red Wolf, Hyperion, like a really, and especially around the big stories like Secret Wars and stuff like that. They put out, I think it was 104 like new series, like with number ones starting in like October 2015. So it's just a ridiculous amount of number ones, a ridiculous amount of new characters. And I mean, one thing that they were pointing out, especially comic book resources, was that, you know, a lot of their top sellers right now are what people would consider the diverse comics. Um, but at the same time, 50% of the comics that failed were diverse. So it has nothing to do with the diversity or anything like that. There were so many titles, a lot that people just ended up not being interested in.
Yeah.
So we don't get too political. We're not taking a stance here. We're just reporting on what is going on in the comic book world. So that's what's been happening.
But just there's only thing that people say is add new characters, because people want to see Tony Stark's Iron Man. People want to see Captain America as Steve Rogers. Like, Sam Wilson is awesome as the Falcon. Like, just different things like that. Don't think you have to make a beloved character something new to get new people. Make a good, solid new character, and then you have both. It's a win-win.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. And with the amount of characters they put out, I would suggest slowing your roll a little bit.
Yeah.
Let people get used to a set of new characters before releasing more, instead of the 104 #1 issues where pretty much everything changed, especially around Civil War, or not Civil War, Secret Wars. So
because like new characters can do well. I mean, Winter Soldier is a relatively new character, especially in how old comics are. And he's grown to be pretty popular. Like, new characters will sell. You just have to make sure they're marketed right and they're compelling and they're interesting. Just put your time in. Go for quality, not quantity, Marvel, and you'll see sales pick back up again.
Oh yeah, and Marvel isn't a Marvel problem really, because anytime they put out a lot of new #1s, a lot of new characters, especially all at once, no matter what company it is, there's always a spike. Same thing with Rebirth. People at the beginning of Rebirth, which is right over my shoulder right there, right at the beginning of Rebirth, were buying every #1 they could. So like, because there's like Batman, Detective Comics, Action Comics, Superman, Superboy, like a whole bunch of comics. And as people started reading the first few issues, they pick and chose which ones they wanted to read and which ones they didn't want to read anymore. I know I did the same thing. I bought like Blue Beetle #1 because I was like, well, Blue Beetle's a cool character. I kind of want to get a taste of the Rebirth version of him, and I just went, it's not interesting me. I'll drop that one.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, they were teased Watchmen, and I don't know if we've seen Watchmen yet.
We haven't for Rebirth, but that brings me to what's coming up in the next like 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks. I think it's April 19th. The Button is coming out. It's a crossover story between Batman and Flash that's supposed to explore the comedian Button that was found after the events of DC Universe Rebirth. So
that is the news for today. For our quick discussion topic, since we can't spend too much time on it, how much can a game rebound after failing so miserably? A good example that we're going to probably mainly talk about today is No Man's Sky. We were promised the world, and you can say they delivered on just about none of it. But they have been slowly releasing free DLC the game, which slowly is adding things that we were initially promised. But how big of a band-aid can developers put on games that already have such a sour taste in players' mouths?
Yeah. So, I mean, there are really two games that are have tried to do that. One, I think, a little bit more successfully than others, and the other one was Pokemon Go, who royally messed things up with their followers. But yeah, so
I will say that was a really good month, though.
It was a great month, but after that month, I mean, when was the last time you played Pokemon Go?
That month? I don't know.
Exactly.
It's been at least 8 months, 9 months at this point.
Yeah. Like, I jumped on to catch some of the new Pokemon when Gen 2 got released, and maybe sometimes I'll think about it. If I'm like sitting at a place I know there's a Pokestop, I'll be like, well, I got nothing better to do, so I might as well look at it.
Yeah.
But then I forget about it for like another month.
Yeah, I haven't. Okay. I don't think I've really played it since I moved. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah, that's fair. So it really comes down to like they've both tried doing things to fix the problems with the games. And honestly, I'll say this: I think No Man's Sky has done it so much better than Pokemon Go. Now, that's because we were hurt so badly by, and they just started giving us the stuff that we wanted this whole time. In being able to build a base and actually like work to building it and recruit people and buy new ships
Have
that
a
are better
point.
and frigates, and there's a little bit of a point to it, and with building a base, and you get I've played it a bit to kind of catch up to see what the game is about now, and you get people like you build a like construction terminal, and you get a builder who's an alien, and he starts giving you quests to unlock more stuff to build, and eventually it comes down to, okay, now we need a science terminal and a scientist, and he starts giving you things to do and things to collect. So it starts giving it more of a point.
So more of a base builder type game. It's not as the exploration how it initially was. It's more of a base builder type of thing.
A little bit, yeah. They have kept to very much the exploration, feel of it. But a lot of it really comes down to a lot of the things we're just promised from the beginning are starting to come into the game. For the first time the other day, I jumped into a new system. A bunch of freighters showed up, a large group of them, and then all of a sudden they were being attacked by little raider ships that were flying around. And it basically said, hey, you can help them and like shoot down the raiders, or you can join in and use this as an opportunity to get some resources that you did not actually lawfully get.
Yeah, but I feel like the big thing, if games are going to get over a huge hump of messing up so bad, they have to really overproduce in their makeup. And they're going to have to take a hit in order to get that goodwill back. Because once you lose that goodwill, it's almost impossible to gain back.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's with both of the games we've talked about. I think that's the problem that both those games have run into. Had they not promised so much and hurt the people so badly that like a ridiculous amount of copies were returned, even digital copies, and PlayStation Store and Steam, and even those places were going, we know you played more than 10 hours and or it's beyond 2 weeks, but we'll still give you a refund. When it gets to that point, you can really do is salvage the game for the people who are still playing. I don't think you'll ever regain those people who took it upon themselves to contact PlayStation support or Steam support to get a refund and got it.
Basically, you have to build as much goodwill as you can with the remaining people who still have it, and hope, if you're allowed a sequel, to make up there. If you're at a point where everyone has just abandoned your game or so much time has passed that it's irrelevant, there's not much you can do. You have to wait for your next attempt.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So with No Man's Sky, it will be a long time before a sequel is even possible. And to even kind of show that they're deserving of it, it will still come down to what we see in the coming months of what they give us in these patches, in these updates to continue to give us more and more of what the game is. However, I mean the thing is with me, if you know you're not going to live up to what you've said or the hype that you've built, as a consumer, I'm okay if you tell me, hey, we have to push back release. Okay. I understand that from a point of you want to get things done right before you release it. Then saying, hey, this isn't what it was supposed to be, but we'll work on it. We're working on it, and then just not talk for too long.
Yeah, it's something that you're gonna have to be proactive, and I don't know. I think the jury is still out a little bit whether you can actually recover from a colossal letdown. But you've seen companies do it. I mean, look at Watch Dogs and Watch Dogs 2, a company that knew they let a lot of people down with a release, but then came out in the sequel and basically made up for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that game. The second one, I thought the first, I could see in the first one what they wanted to do, and I could appreciate that. And the story wasn't horrible. The main character needed work, but despite all of its problems, they waited a few years. They came out with a second one, and they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, it came out right after Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah.
So it's been a number of years.
Yeah. However, then we do see some companies who kind of lost the goodwill of the people, that even though they put out a really decent game afterwards, people just didn't show up to even notice. In Assassin's Creed, after Unity and Rogue went out, they put out Syndicate, and I really enjoyed Syndicate. I thought that was a really fun game. Having those two characters switch back and forth between, and how it was set up in London, I thought was really good. But I know a lot of people who never even played it.
Oh yeah, I'm one of them. I jumped off the Assassin's Creed train after I was burned by Unity. I own every game except for Syndicate. I jumped off the train and didn't have really desire to jump back on.
And
which is a shame.
It really is.
Because Black Flag was my favorite, and they had so much goodwill going into Unity that they could derail a series-long fan with that colossal screw
one
up.
bad title.
Sorry. Yeah.
And that really, bringing me on my next point with it. Sometimes it's better to save your company's name than the game's name. Assassin's Creed you might with a game like that, you might just have to cut it.
Yeah.
And say, we botched this. We screwed this up. Okay, this is done. We're going to do something new. Maybe another game similar to it, with in a different world, or a different premise around it, but with the same kind of mechanics, same kind of gameplay, and do a whole new game series on it. But sometimes you might just have to cut that series, because if you turned away a lifelong fan after a bad game because it was that bad, it might just be worth it to go, hey, we messed this up. Okay, we're not going to even put out, a cheesy game to get a little bit of money from it. We're going to do something new and regain your trust with this new title.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have anything else to add to that, Jim? Or.
I think that pretty well covers it.
I agree.
Yeah. I'd like to hear what everyone else thinks in the comments below.
Maybe we'll actually get one.
It'll be done.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna be logging off. Make sure to check out the Friday D&D stream. Give us a like and subscribe if you like what you see. Give us a comment and let us know what you would like to see in the future. And everyone, see y'all later.